Supreme Master Ching Hai's lectures are not a complete meditation instruction. Please do not try alone. For free of charge guidance, please visit godsdirectcontact.org or contact any of our centers near you.
Today's episode will be presented in English and Chinese with subtitles in Arabic, Aulaxese, also known as Vietnamese, Bulgarian, Chinese, Croatian, Czech, English, French, German, Hindi, Hungarian, Indonesian, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Malay, Mongolian, Persian, Polish, Portuguese, Punjabi, Russian, Sinhalese, Spanish, and Thai. Szívélyes üdvözleteim, szeretett nézőink! A nevem Anita Újhartyánból, a bőséges Magyarországról. Magyarország 93 000 négyzetkilométeren terül el Közép-Európában. Egy rendkívül szép ország, mély kulturális gyökerekkel. Az Európa közepén, kelet és nyugat útkereszteződésében fekvő Magyarország a környező népek igazi olvasztó tégelyévé vált. Fővárosa a Duna gyöngyének tartott Budapest, a magyar nemzet életének szíve. A világhírű Duna folyó mindkét partján terül el. Minden évben a világ minden részéből özöllenek a látogatók ebbe a bájos és felejthetetlen városba. A magyarok híresek virtuóz zenéjükről, a tánc iránti hatalmas vonzalmukról és nyílt szívükről. Megtiszteltetés bepillantást nyújtani önöknek a történelmi Magyarország életébe. Népünk ünnepli az önök jótékony és erényes tetteit. Ching Hai legfelsőbb mester isteni tanításával több mint 3 évtizede világítja be világunkat. Egy teljesen megvilágosodott mester, aki a meditáció Kuan-Yin módszerét átadja azoknak, akik szeretnék azonnal felfedezni a belső isteni természetet, és egy élettartam alatt elérni az örök megszabadulást a lélekvándorlás ciklusából. A Kuan-Yin módszert gyakorolta az összes megvilágosodott mester, mint Buddha, Jézus Krisztus, Mohamed próféta, béke legyen vele, és Guru Nanak. A mester hangsúlyozza, hogy ha mindig emlékezünk Istenre, önzetlenül szolgálunk másokat, és betartjuk az univerzum törvényeit, akkor emberként el fogjuk érni legmagasabb képességünket, és igazán megértjük célunkat a Földön. Ching Hai legfelsőbb mester a könyörület rendkívüli élő példája. Rendszeresen küld anyagi és pénzbeli segítséget és szeretetet is menekülteknek, hajléktalanoknak, természeti katasztrófák áldozatainak és más rászorulóknak. 2006-ban megkapta a Guszi békedíjat, amit a Kelet Nobel békedíjának tartanak, és az évek során számos díjjal és kitüntetéssel jutalmazták kiemelkedő emberbaráti és humanitárius tevékenységéért. Gyönyörű állatbarátaink igazi hangjaként a békés és szeretetteljes növényi alapú étrendet hirdeti. Ahogy az emberiség az összes élet szentségére ráébred, ő előre látja a békés és dicsőséges, teljesen vegán világot, ahol állatok és emberek áldott harmóniában élnek. Kezdeményezései a vegán irányzat terjesztésére sokrétűek, közéjük tartozik az alternatív életmód szórólap osztása, a Lavinkat nemzetközi vegán étteremlánc és a Supreme Master Television. Továbbá rendszeresen beszél befolyásos kormány és médiavezetőkkel, és részt vesz televízión közvetített klímaváltozás konferenciákon, akár tudunk róla, akár nem. Erőfeszítéseinek óriási hatása volt az állatbarát életmód globális ismertségére, és arra, hogy a létezés jótékony módja hogyan hozhatja el a nemzetek közti tartós békét, miközben megmenti bolygónkat a klímaváltozástól. Az évek során Ching legfelsőbb mester beutazta a világot Amerikától Afrikáig, Európától Óceániáig, és sokféle spirituális témában beszélgetések százait tartotta a nagyközönséggel és tanítványaival. Ma abban az áldásban van részünk, hogy egy ilyen mély gondolatokat tartalmazó előadást mutathatunk be Ching legfelsőbb mester a környezetről, a hús valódi költsége, szemelvények Ching legfelsőbb mester előadásaiból, 3-ból a második rész címmel, a mester és tanítványok közt adásában.
Right now, the government leaders need our faith and encouragement more because we really need their leadership to bring about wide-scale change. We must help provide the government with information about the true cost of the animal diet. As for the way that meat industry is destroying the environment, our health, and the health and future of our children and the planet, eventually. The numbers, the sheer numbers, should be more than enough to shock any of us into action. Allow me to report to you a few shocking facts from the United States, your country alone. United States alone, yeah? 1, waste of land. Now, in the US, an area more than 9 times the size of California, 9 times California size, is used either for growing farm animal feed or grazing livestock. It's all about animals, nothing about us. That's about 1 billion acres, or 80% of all agriculture land in the US, and about half of all US land being used for meat production. By contrast, less than 3 million acres is used to grow all the vegetables in the country. Imagine that. Number 2, waste of water. Half the water in the US is wasted on production of meat. Just for comparison, 100,000 liters of water are needed to produce 1 kilogram of beef, while less than 1% of this amount, or 900 liters only, is required to harvest a kilogram of wheat. Number 3, waste of food. 90% of all soy, 80% of all corn, and 70% of all grain grown in the United States are fed to fatten livestock. Well, this could feed at least 800 million hungry people, sir. We have hungry people. We have children die every few seconds because we use too much land, too much water, too much food for livestock instead of on human. Number 4, pollution. Livestock produce 130 times as much waste as the human population in the US. Can you imagine that? A single pig farm with, say, 500,000 pigs generates more waste yearly than the 1.5 million residents of Manhattan in New York City. In Virginia state, even the poultry farms are producing 1.5 times polluting nitrogen more than all the people living in the same area. We are killing us ourselves. All this waste is unregulated and untreated, There's no law to regulate this and treat these things. So the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency estimates that agriculture, which is mostly for meat production, contributes to nearly 3/4 of the country's water pollution problem. 3/4 of your country's pollution came from livestock. Now in 1995, one time, one 8-acre pig manure lagoon burst in North Carolina. For people who don't know what manure lagoon is, allow myself to explain. It is where they dig a big lake, and then they all the manure and the waste, the urine and all that of the pig will go in there. And it looks like a lagoon, so they call it manure lagoon. One time, an 8-acre large such pig manure lagoon burst in North Carolina and spilling 25 million gallons of this poisonous waste, twice the volume of the notorious Exxon Valdez oil spill. We complain about oil spill, but this is even worse. Hundreds of millions of fish in the state's New River were killed instantly due to the nitrates in the waste, with further harmful effects once the contamination reached the ocean. This is just one of many incidents, sir. Not only that, we have the enormous dead zone in the Gulf of Mexico, the size of New Jersey, which suffocates all marine life there. And this is overwhelmingly due to the nitrogen runoff from the Midwest, from the animal waste and the fertilizers for the animal feed crops. This waste is toxic. It contains antibiotics, hormones, and pesticides, and 10 to 100 times the concentration of deadly pathogens like E. coli and Salmonella compared to human waste. Number 5, health and economic cost. Meat causes hundreds of billions of US dollars in medical costs alone and economic burdens on families and governments. Not to mention the pain and suffering of the families. Of course, unimaginably great and lifelong. And all the while, we are suffering illness, losing lives, grieving over lost loved ones, and family members, losing happiness, losing money due to the animal diet. We are the ones who are paying the industry to continue producing this problem, producing meat, fish, and the like, with our hard-earned tax money that's used to subsidize them. Ironic, huh? The US government could, of course, redirect the billions of dollars now spent on livestock subsidies to help farmers switch to organic vegetable and fruit agriculture. That would be a great help to your country and the health of the Americans. The government could use these powerful tools to spread campaigns about veg alternatives, bans on meat, and laws to help people switch to organic vegan farming and consumption. A global switch to a veg diet could even save the world governments a lot of money, as much as 80% of all the climate mitigation costs of 40 trillion US dollars by year 2050. That is, we save 32 trillion US dollars in climate mitigation costs, and having a healthy vegan population is a good deal, good business deal, in all positive aspects. There is very good reason for the American government to abolish meat, fish, eggs, and dairy all the animal product altogether. We must stop animal production now and at all costs if we want to keep this planet. I repeat, we must stop animal product right now and at all costs if we want to keep this planet. I have always looked to the American people and their great government leaders as one of the best living examples of democracy and freedom, integrity of our world. However, I must tell you truthfully that the meat industry is unbefitting to the greatness of your country and of the great American citizen. Don't you agree, sir?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, great people deserve great things. Great people lead great lifestyle. So we have to do away with the ungreat things and we have to begin the great things for the great people, great country like America. I pray, sir, that the ones who are aware and want to save the children will do something about it and fast to stop this horrendous criminal system that is killing us and destroying our planet. And that we must not allow any longer. Thank you, and God bless your faith in the divine, in your leaders and yourself. God bless America.
Supreme Master, Ireland, as you know, is surrounded by the sea, so I think it's appropriate to start off by taking a look at the wonderful part of our ecosystem and the perilous state that it's in. If we start off with the ocean dead zones, researchers at the University of Gothenburg in Sweden have discovered 20 dead zones around the Irish coastline and 400 worldwide. If global dead zones were combined, they would equal New Zealand in size. Scientists mainly blame fertiliser and other farm runoff, sewage and fossil fuel burning, but Robert J. Diaz, Professor of the Marine Science of University of Gothenburg, said that we could end up with no crabs, no shrimp and no fish. How important is the sea to human survival?
Well, it is as important as the forest to us, yes, and the water. According to research, 50% of our Earth's oxygen is provided by microscopic sea plants. 50%, huh? And now the dead zones in the ocean kept spreading and increasing around the globe. Some were even there for many years, but we have just found them recently. So they cover at least like 95,000 square miles for the one that we have discovered, with more not yet discovered even. The pollution from fertilizers, sewage, and fossil burning fuel are to blame, according to scientists. But even cage farming for salmon also caused dead zones. You know, as in the Big Glory Bay in New Zealand, they have discovered that it's also been a dead zone because of the caging salmon farming. So the area has begun to recover after the salmon cages were removed. So according to research and documented by Diaz and Rosenberg of Swedish Gothenburg University.
Actually, it's a very interesting way of looking at it, that the sea is like our forest, our underwater forest. I've never really looked at it that way. But if we talk about like the coral reefs, Alex Rogers from the Zoological Society of London, writing in the Journal of Science, said that an astonishing 33% of the world's reef-building corals face extinction, mainly because of overfishing and coastal development and pollution, with another 50% hanging in the balance. And also a report from the World Resources Institute in 1998 suggested that 60% of the world's coral reefs are threatened by human activity, What would the effects if the coral reefs disappeared, and what can we do to prevent this from happening?
What would be the effect? Whatever is created there are good for us. Now, the coral reefs are there for some reason. See, there are many factors that affect coral reefs, like coastal developments, water pollution, change in seawater temperature because of global warming. So global warming is the greatest threat, as it causes coral bleaching or when temperature gets too high, and the coral's important symbiotic algae is lost and exposes their white skeleton, and that's the sign of death for the coral colony. As they are sensitive to the environment, extremely slow in growing as well. Some say that they grow only 30 centimeters in 1,000 years. And they need special conditions to survive. Therefore, some scientists predict that most of the coral reefs could disappear in the near future if global warming increases. A scary 10% loss just in the last 4 years alone. Coral reefs are just like the forest on land. They are the protectors of 100 plus countries, coastlines against storm surges and hurricanes. They are the protectors. And they are also the supporters of over 25% of all marine species. They are the medical treasure, which is used in many medicine like antihistamines, antibiotic, treating for asthma, heart disease even, etc., etc. And plus more than 50% of new cancer drug research relies on marine organisms. So you see how important it is. And there are many more things that we have not discovered about the benefit of coral reef and marine life.
If we were to look at contaminants in fish, Supreme Master, dolphin meat sold in Japan has high levels of mercury, methyl mercury, DDT, and PCBs. One or more of these contaminants pollute almost all of the dolphin meat for sale in Japan, with one sample having more than 1,600 times the maximum permitted amount of mercury. I can't believe that people are not being informed of the levels of mercury in fish on food packaging, as it's even being sold to pregnant women. Master Ching, do you feel that government should do more to inform people of these issues?
Yes, definitely. The European Union's Food Safety Agency has warned pregnant women to limit swordfish and tuna intake due to their high mercury levels, which can cause, brain damage in unborn babies. The United States Environmental Agency also issued a similar warning. It is estimated 1 in 8 American women of childbearing age has dangerous levels of mercury in their blood. 15% of babies in the United States in 2000 were exposed to fatally high levels of mercury, according to research conducted by an international team of scientists in Japan in 1999. Dolphin meat is reported to be also even disguised often as whale meat and is mostly contaminated. More than 91% of dolphin and whale samples tested exceed 1 or 2 pollutants. Other research shows similar results, that dolphin meats are dangerous to mother and fetus. And if mother breastfeeding the child after consuming dolphin meat, then the child also encounter a danger.
Some new research as well, Supreme Master, is that the mercury levels can actually affect fertility too.
Some Japanese scientists, the one who involved in this Japanese project, stated that these products should be taken off the shelves immediately. And Dr. Palumbi of Harvard University gave the same advice to the Japanese government, that they should ban dolphin fishing and they should ban dolphin meat selling in the market.
Speaking of fishing, Supreme Master, I think we'll move on to the overfishing as fishing fleets expanded through the late 1980s and as fish finding and harvesting technologies became more efficient. The world's fishers have systematically gone after their catch at greater depths and in more remote waters. Over the past 50 years, the number of large predatory fish in the oceans has dropped by a startling 90%. And according to the UN Food and Agricultural Organization, the 4 million vessels scouring the world's waters are at or exceeding the sustainable yields of 3/4 of all oceanic fisheries. Master Cheng, if we keep on this path, there will be nothing left in the sea. How can we stop this nonsensical destruction of the only sea that we have?
We have to stop it somehow. I mean, just stop the fishing. The government has to forbid fishing because it's too important to our survival to delay any further. Not only is there overfishing and depleting of the marine life, but there's also side killing. Like when the commercial longliners go fishing, they normally target swordfish, but then they're killing tens of thousands of sea turtles, by the way, and hundreds of thousands of seabirds and millions of sharks every year. This accidental killing is about 25% extra of our global catch. In the New York Times on November 2006, there's an article, say global collapse of fish species. We read experts predicted that in its present pace, more and more species will vanish and the global marine ecosystem will collapse, possibly in mid-century. There's more to this research. To stop this destructive practice of fishing, the solution is vegetarian diet. No fishy stuff in our meals. The sea offers us plenty of better food choices, wide varieties of super healthy and nutritious sea plants. We can even live on it forever. We must protect a living and healthy sea as it relates to our living and healthy self. I think we cannot live without the sea. The way we treat each other and the way we treat our co-inhabitants is truly not ideal. Not if we want to truly have a happiness on this planet. Not if we really want to have a peaceful world in which we will enjoy. So I sometimes don't understand humans' mentality and how they think and how it works. The social system, the policy of the planet as a whole, Every country is a little different, but some countries are better than others. But still, you can find even the richest countries still have this kind of problem. The people have no home, nowhere to go. Families scattered and broken because nowhere to go. And children go hungry, cannot go to school because no home, etc., etc. It's just very, very painful sometimes to watch, yeah? I do what I can, but it's never enough because this is a system that we have, in this world. It's not just one or two cases, it's the whole system. I just hope one day if everyone return to their greatness, think about how great they want to represent themselves on this planet, then maybe we will have a better society. It's not just like sharing the food only. It's just sharing everything. Technology, help the people to help themselves. And if we are not eating meat, then the world will become better already. Yes, that means the society as a whole has become more compassionate. Then the system will be different. We change. Yeah, the mentality will change, and the policy of the planet will change. And then we will help each other, not just distributing food like charity act, but distributing technology, yeah, seeds, helping with all kinds of things, conserving the whole resource of the planet so that everybody has a chance to use it to help themselves. I think everybody would love to serve themselves, not want to just take the hand out, in a refugee camp somewhere, dirty, chaotic, no water, no food, and just waiting for a handout every day. That is not the way everyone would want to live his or her life, yeah? It's not the dignity. So the system has to change. And it begins with being vegetarian. Begins with vegetarian because people, if they want to save the planet, if they want to save the animal, then the compassion comes out. And then when the compassion envelops the whole planet, then the energy will change completely. Then everybody will bathe in it, and every day they will think differently, they will act differently, and their mind will be more clarified, and they can think of a better system, how to distribute wealth and resources, which belong to everybody anyway. Either you stay in Africa, you're born in Ethiopia, or you're born in England, it's the same. We have not brought any resource with us the day we are born. So the resource of the world belongs to everybody. But we don't distribute it well. The able ones take it more than give it. That's the problem, more than sharing it. So I do hope one day the whole planet will wake up and think of how we want to live our life, Not the life that we have been living up to now. I mean, most of it is not always what we can be proud of. Yes. And when we die, we have nothing anyway. We came with nothing, we will go with nothing. But meanwhile, everybody try to take what they can, and therefore we are short. Some are taking too much, some are having none. And because the more we eat meat, the more we have to deforest, yes, and the more resource we need. More meat, more land we use, more deforestation, more fuel needed to process, to transport, more resource needed for medicine, for facilities, medical facilities, for all kind of new invention of medicine, because new disease come out all the time, and the old one we have not found a cure yet. The old new one already come. Because of this kind of bad energy, we breed more bad virus, bacteria, and we can never keep up with it. And then more hospital, more experiments, vivisection, and more suffering for animals also, in all kind of things. Not just killing them only, suffering in the laboratory and all that is beyond my imagination, how we can treat anyone or any animal this way.
Jókedvű nézők! Köszönjük, hogy velünk tartottak mai műsorunkra, melynek címe Ching legfelsőbb mester, a környezetről, a hús valódi költsége. Szemelvények Ching legfelsőbb mester előadásaiból, 3-ból a második rész, a mester és tanítványok közt adásában. Kérjük, maradjanak a Supreme Master Televisionön további pozitív műsorokért. Ezután következik a zoroasztrianizmus szent avesztájából 48.-50. jászna a bölcsszavakban. A szeretet, amit megosztanak lakótársainkkal, hozzon önöknek viszonzásul sokszoros szeretetet és boldogságot. May the love you share with our fellow inhabitants bring you multifold love and happiness in return. For more details, please visit suprememastertv.com/BMD.